Hi, my loves. Good morning. I'm going to do a video today on working with the Black Widow totem. And she's been my spirit guide for a few weeks now. And I've learned a lot about her. And I wanted to just do a short video about working with her, working with unraveling the webs of betrayal. And I've done a couple videos already about this, but this is just going to kind of go a little deeper. And if you feel called and you're wanting to work with her, how to send her an invitation and invite her to come into your life and into your journey. And so the Black Widow totem's probably one of the most potent, powerful animals I've worked with yet, animal totems, and I've worked with quite a few. She is, honestly, when she first started coming to me in dreams, I was pretty terrified of her, and usually when the denser guides come through, I'm pretty resistant with working with them, and in this case it was the same. I fought a little bit, but I always check in with my guides, in this case Archangel Michael, to find out, is this safe? Like, is it safe for me to work with her? Can I trust her? What is this about? And I usually get insight, and in this case, I was guided that this was going to be really good for me, and that it was time for me to release the ways that I've been betraying myself, the ways I'm lying to myself, the ways I'm dishonest with myself, because I'm creating that in the world, and I was having that reflected back to me. I was having people come in and betray me because the universe wanted me to know that that I'm doing that in myself first. And because I'm doing that to myself, it makes it easy for other people to come in and betray me, because I'm not strong in my knowing, my inner knowing of truth. And working with her, she, you can tell I'm fond of her. And she came in pretty powerfully in a couple prophetic dreams, and warning me about a couple people in my life that in the dream they were about to betray me, and to look at those ways that I had been betrayed in the past, but also know that this action will continue to happen if I don't heal that inner part of me that's betraying myself first. And when these things kind of come up for me, I it's really hard at first to admit that that I'm betraying myself, or I'm not being honest to myself, or I'm not being if I'm deceiving myself in any way. But and then there's like some sadness that comes up with that, of course, and grief that comes up with that. And it's about holding space to that part, that wounded part that needs love and appreciation and affection, to know that you're going to be there for that part, that wounded, scared part, that little, for me, a little girl part, but the little younger aspects of ourselves. And once you kind of hold space for that, then it kind of starts to feel trusting. It feels like it can trust you, and it's going to reveal more of itself. And and this path for me, this journey with this Black Widow, was kind of like us weaving a web. Weaving a web to see, so that I could see clearly the ways that I was continuing to betray myself, continuing to believe in things that weren't real, and And then as we built those webs and I saw the truth, then she and I came together and we started to unravel that. And, you know, through my loving attention to these aspects that were coming up for healing, started unraveling the reasons why I was betraying myself. And if you've seen my video about my journey, I've had a lot of trauma in my life, and I had to survive. I had to create situations in my life. I had to lie to myself so that I could continue to survive. And it's all about survival. There's nothing wrong with the ways that we survive when we don't have any other ways. When we're children or young adults and we don't have the tools to really honor our truths yet. And, you know, and it's kind of a precious part of ourselves that we have to really honor that one, we survived, and two, we use these coping mechanisms to help us survive, and now they're not applicable. We can't use them anymore. We have to move forward and let the old way that is creating dysfunction in our lives now, let that go so that we can start creating the lives that we want, consciously creating the situations that we're wanting to experience in this life now going forward. And we have to look at all these denser aspects. We have to look at the shame. We have to look at the guilt. We have to look at the ways that we abandon ourselves. We have to look at the ways we betray ourselves, deceive ourselves, the ways that we sabotage ourselves, the ways that we are our own predator. And we have to really love these parts, and we have to be compassionate with these parts, and we have to be empathetic with these parts so they feel safe to integrate, so that they feel safe to share their wisdom with us, so that we can go ahead and not continue to create that out in the world. We won't experience out in the world, or if we do experience it in the world, we'll feel compassion because we have the compassion within ourselves towards those same parts. And when we have compassion, those outside predators, you know, or the inside predators, don't have any power anymore. You know, they don't have the power over us anymore. So as, you know, we invite these denser energies, these denser guides to show us the ways that we are not in alignment with our higher selves, the ways that we are blocking the Christ consciousness into our lives, we free ourselves. And not only are we freeing ourselves, but we free the ancestral line, and we also free future timelines as well. So it's important big work to do, and it's difficult, but it's worth it. And it's worth it to work through this, and being able to weave the life that you want, create the possibilities you want. The spider totem is about that, weaving the life that you want, creating the life you want. Spiders in general also represent infinity. They represent unlimited possibilities, abundance, and using that energy to create, be creative. And you can invite any totem, but you can invite the Black Widow in to work with you if you feel called to do this. So, like I said, she's a very powerful, potent totem to work with. She works pretty fast. I mean, we worked through this betrayal thing within a couple weeks. She can be your ally. You know, we want to have as many allies in this as possible. And the way that, you know, you just kind of can, I in meditation, would, hold on one second, I'm just listening to my guides. So, I usually don't invoke guides to come to me. They usually come to me when they feel that I'm ready to start working for them. And I was just kind of checking in to see if I wanted to invoke a animal. You just call on them, just kind of sit still, and in your heart you feel that request that you want to work with a certain spirit animal. Now it's an invitation, and the guides can accept or deny your invitation, depending on if they feel that it'll be beneficial to you or not. But you can still ask and listen, and then see how it's showing up. For me, I started seeing signs of black widows everywhere. Whether I would see a picture of it on a wall or actually see an actual spider. And then I knew that, okay, I'm in black widow magic. I'm in the black widow medicine. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm changing. In the first dream I had, the black widow actually bit me. And so when she bit me, I knew that I had the black widow venom in me, and it was time for me to do my magic. I hope that this is helpful for you. If you need more information or you're curious about it, I do private sessions. I'll include my information below. But it's an amazing totem to work with. And if you're afraid, honor that. There's, when we work with these denser aspects, there's always that fear that comes up, and that's our humanness. But I'd encourage you that if you feel called to work with her, I had an amazing experience with her, and, call her my sister now. So much love to you. I hope you have a wonderful day. And yes.